And one other point that I like to add to the Puff Daddy documentary, and I only again watched from part 1 to part 2 like in a half, so I gotta finish watching it. But I want to add to this in regards to, the jealousy and being envy of other people's gifting. It talks about coveting in the Bible. I gotta bring up some verses here, but I won't do that right now, create another video. But one of the commandments does talk about thou shalt not covet. So if you had a problem with coveting, there we go. We're entering sin into our lives by just coveting what our neighbor has and not being happy with what God has given us. And when you are not happy with what God has given you, when you can't see it, again, that will turn into something very, very dangerous for your life and for the people's lives around you. But also, one of the big pointers in this is that Puff Daddy did not, and anybody really with any gifts that you have a choice to make with how you're using them. Are you using them for good or are you using them for evil? I don't care what profession you are in. And that's why it is consistently necessary that we do self-checks with ourselves, that someone is checking us, and that we have earthly accountability to people who are actually walking in the correct way, and they are serious about the business of God, and they actually fear God. And so fearing God is something necessary that we all have to have in our life in order to make sure to keep us on the straight and narrow path. And fearing God means that you are respecting him. It's also from Proverbs 3:7, the verse that it talks about to turn away from evil. I can't remember the whole verse right now, but I know it's Proverbs 3:7, to turn away from evil. And that's what fearing the Lord means, is to turn away from evil. And evil means sin. So, here it goes. It's don't be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord and turn away from evil. There it is. Proverbs 3:7. And that's one of my favorite verses because it constantly reminds myself of, don't be wise. Don't think that I know better. Don't think that I can do whatever I want to do, because I'm living up to what God says and I'm accountable for what I do. And anytime that sin comes into my life, I need to turn away from it. That's what fearing God means, that you fear him enough to respect how he has created you and what he has told you to live by. And so when we don't, we invite the atmosphere of sin to come into our life.